this exciting episode of Jeep Creep, we'll be installing ceiling joists and also getting the roof rafters installed. Some days I feel like are supply days where I just pick up new supplies, new lumber and everything, and then other days are build days. It's hard to get both done on winter's short days. So what did I pick up on this run? Well, I've got a 2x4x16 that's going to act as the rear wall header. And then I got a bunch of 2x4x12s, which will be my ceiling joists. I'm trying to use all the pallet wood that I got. So I have a 2x6, and I'm going to cut that down to the size of the ceiling, which is 6'6" so far, that my rim joist, I believe it's called, will hold my ceiling joists. I freshly cut 2x6 by 6'6". I'm just going to take and screw it down to the floor. And this will act as the corner support, and I'll take and add some more supports with this style. Next, I'm going to mount my 2x4x16 rim joist or wall plate. Not sure what you want to call it. It's going to hold my ceiling joist though. For my ceiling joists, I'm going to be using 2x4x12s, and I did pick these up at Home Depot because I don't have any wood that spans that far, and I didn't want to make pallets that, are hodgepodge. So, yeah, I picked those up, and I have them spread apart 2 foot on center, which is a little bit wider than normal, but it's okay since this is a smaller building that we're constructing. And I'm going to be using right angle fasteners to hold these in place. Like I said earlier, I'm using right angle fasteners, and this is most important to use nails. Like I said earlier, nails are better and they have a much higher shear strength than screws. Screws will snap right off, and you really don't want to put any vertical load on them at all. With all the ceiling joists are in place, I need to go and pick up my ladder because we're going to be working a little bit higher. Just like the other side, I'm measuring to make sure that these are 2 foot on center. On the supply day, using corrugated steel roof, 25 3/4 by 8 foot, and also a bunch of 2x4 by 8, and I got 18 of these, and also a ridge cap, 2 10-foot long ones. This is going to be a 612 pitch roof that's a 22.5 degree slope, which is pretty good for Michigan. I should have no problems with it. Since my roof is smaller, instead of using 612, I'm going to be using 3/6. Now I need to install my 2x4 by 16 at 3 foot elevation to the center, which will be my ridge board. Finding the right angle is a little bit tricky, so I drew it out in CAD and found out that I need to cut 1 5/8 in to the end of the board to get the correct angle to connect this to my ridge board. I decided to use rafter ties purchased from Home Depot to connect my rafters to my ceiling joist. We got another snowstorm coming in, and I've been working in 50-mile-an-hour wind, and the feels like is 10 negative. So I'm going to call it quits for this episode, but stay tuned, and we'll continue to work on the roof rafters and hopefully get the metal roof put in.